Hello and welcome to BBC News with me, Tim Wilcox. Our top stories. 6 years after the worst ever terror attacks in Paris, Salah Abdeslam and 19 other defendants finally go on trial. Ashraf Ghani apologises to the Afghan people. The former president says he fled the country to avoid more bloodshed. The statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee is taken down in Virginia's state capital after a year-long battle. WHO urges wealthy countries to halt COVID booster programmes as vaccination targets in the global south aren't met. And desperation in Lebanon. A special report from Beirut as essentials, including petrol, medicine and drinking water, are running out fast. Hello and welcome to BBC News. A man alleged to be the sole surviving gunman from the Islamist gang which murdered 130 people in Paris 6 years ago has told a court he is a fighter for the Islamic State group. Salah Abdeslam is one of 20 defendants in what is the biggest terror trial in modern French history. The prosecution says they were all involved in the shootings and bombings in November 2015, which targeted locations including bars, restaurants and the Bataclan concert hall. From Paris, our correspondent Lucy Williamson sent this report.
The sirens sounded again in Paris today for the men accused of terrorising this city 6 years ago. Sounds that once accompanied that fear and panic, now accompanying the defendants on their way to justice. It was a night when security felt uncertain, when no one in Paris knew where to run. As Islamist gunmen targeted bars, restaurants, the football stadium, the Bataclan concert hall. Salah Abdeslam, the only suspected attacker to survive that night, is facing the most serious charges. 19 others are accused of involvement, including Mohamed Abrini, also wanted by Belgian prosecutors in connection with attacks in Brussels. Today, a message from Abdeslam. As the trial opened, the judge asked for his profession. Fighter with the Islamic State, he replied. This case includes almost 2,000 civil plaintiffs, many of whom have opted not to testify.
The suffering is unspeakable. It is inexpressible, but they expect tough justice. The acts these defendants are accused of are particularly monstrous.
The trial is being held in a specially built chamber inside the old courts of justice to fit its scale and security demands. This trial is the antidote to the chaos and panic of that night 6 years ago, the moment when the French state reasserts control and turns national trauma into national history. Joseph's wife, Armelle, died in the Bataclan that night. They'd gone out to celebrate the launch of the riverboat company he now runs alone. How does he feel about looking Salah Abdeslam in the eyes?
To me, he's non-existent. He's just a face. Because I've seen the attackers myself that night at the Bataclan. When they were shooting at us, they shot at us twice. The first time we were able to escape. The second time, no.
Joseph told me he was afraid of coming here today. Fear is something he knows about. Justice is the antidote he needs. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, Paris.
Commitment to provide financial assistance to Afghanistan, but many nations are hesitant to provide help or recognition to the Taliban government after they announced their new leadership on Tuesday. Here's US Secretary of State Antony Blinken speaking during a visit to Germany.
Despite professing that a new government would be inclusive, The announced list of names consists exclusively of individuals who are members of the Taliban or their close associates, and no women. We're also concerned by the affiliations and track records of some of those individuals. We understand the Taliban has presented this as a caretaker cabinet.
This Zach spot rule right here. They jump out like, "What's up, man?" And they were like, "Dante, we got a warrant for." I said, "A warrant for what?" He said, "Murder." I said, "Murder? Man, y'all."
And I don't really know why.
That's a guy I'm facing.
Already been in prison for 16 years. In Dante's case, he
never miss a story. Get the headlines as they happen. And watch BBC News live wherever you are. Download the BBC News app.